What's going on, guys? My name's Emmanuel, and yes, as the title suggests, investors, I did sell out of a few of my entire holdings in these 4 companies. Now, I want to set the record straight before I begin to list the stocks that I've sold. The stocks I sold are by no means bad companies entirely, nor do I believe that they have terrible management. Some of them actually do have fantastic management in place, and my intention with every investment is to hold for the long term. However, Warren Buffett has said on multiple occasions that you should sell, firstly, when there are better opportunities and when you need the money to purchase something else, or secondly, if there is a significant change in the fundamentals of the business or the fundamentals of the economy that significantly affects the company's competitive advantage. And we witnessed a clear demonstration of that when Warren Buffett sold out of his entire stake in the airline industries, in Phillips 66, and many more. So the fundamentals and my thesis for investing in these companies in the first place has changed. And I'll be breaking down the specifics of what has changed in these companies exactly. However, there has also been a major change in the economy that I think also affects these companies. And the change that I'm referring to is my outlook on the UK economy and its indecisive and lackluster leadership. Now, I don't want this video to get all political, but whether you like it or not, politics does play a major role in any country's stock market. And it's no different here in the UK. So I sold out of these companies for a few reasons, and I've also lost confidence in the leadership of this country and its inability to get a grasp on the economy, which is crumbling right before our eyes. Now, I personally own 2 businesses here in the UK that have been greatly impacted by this leadership's flip-flopping around on policies. I also think that they've been extremely reactive rather than proactive, and they've been incredibly slow to action despite having the advantage of time to get a hold of the Rona. Now, not to mention that they've made a complete mess of the UK-EU relations, but I'm not even going to get into that. Anyways, that was also one of the fundamental reasons for selling, but we will dive deeper and be more specific as we progress in today's video. However, don't forget to smash the like button as it really helps my channel grow. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my latest stock analysis and any major stock related news. With that said, I appreciate your support and let's hop into today's video.
So the first stock that I sold out of was Persimmon. Now, I had this company on my top stocks to watch last week's video due to the fact that they were accused, along with 4 other UK house builders, of mis-selling to their customers and increasing ground rents and service charge fees to extortionate rates. The investigation into Persimmon and the 3 other UK house builders, which includes Taylor Wimpey, which is another stock that I own, and Barratt Homes, is still currently ongoing and is also gaining an increasing amount of bad press and bad media. The media are all over this. However, I still didn't brush it off and I continued to keep track of Persimmon all throughout the week. And to be honest, it's just been a constant barrage of bad news surrounding this company. But one story in particular actually caught my attention, and it actually got me really frustrated, to be fair, and it's this. Couple suing Persimmon after 8 neighboring properties converted into student homes in a quiet cul-de-sac. So it goes on to say that a couple who bought a new house in a quiet cul-de-sac are suing after 8 neighboring properties were converted into homes for students. Now, here are the key points that really got to me. It says sales manager, who's Paul from Lancaster, said, "It's been a nightmare. It's down to pure greed." And mom of 2, Linda, also said, "We did not purchase a property to live on a student campus," which is fair point. That is a fair enough point. They have paid £2,000 to start legal proceedings accusing the developer Persimmon of breaching a covenant. Persimmon denies the allegation and the couple's claim that their home has lost value. Paul said that Persimmon offered to buy them out for a lower price than what they paid for in 2018. Can you imagine? An offer they declined and branded a kick in the teeth. Of course. He added, "They offered us less money than what we paid for the house after admitting they were the guilty party. It's so insulting." And just take a look at the house. It looks really nice, and it does appear to be in a nice neighborhood. Now, for them to convert the rest of the houses into student accommodation blocks, I think is damn right out of order. And if there's anything that we can learn from Amazon, it's this. You have to put your customers first. And I actually genuinely feel for this couple, and I think it really is a slap on the face for them to offer to buy it out cheaper than what they paid for it 2 years ago. I just think it's completely disrespectful. They're not putting their customers first. And to be honest, after reading this, I'm actually rooting for this couple to win this legal suit. And the management of Persimmon need to be ashamed of themselves, to be frank. So no surprise, I decided to take my money out of this company, and I did exit with a profit of 19%. The second stock that I sold was Greggs, ticker symbol GRG.L. My average price for Greggs was £12.53, and I sold at £13.35p, which provided me with a profit of just 6%, which isn't too terrible. But Greggs was one of those companies I invested in because I strongly believe the management have great plans to turn this company around. I also loved their future expansion plans that they highlighted in their most recent financial report. And I covered this in my previous Greggs video. So if you haven't watched that video, I will link it in the description below. However, I did sell out of Greggs for 3 main reasons. And number one is this. The UK leadership announced that social gatherings above 6 is banned in England from the 14th of September, which is from today. So I think this U-turn on the number of people who can gather will mean that Greggs will not in any time soon be able to reopen their seating areas, which of course was a main revenue driver. I mean, Greggs is known for you simply popping in with you and your friends, sitting down, having a sausage or a vegan roll, a hot drink and just chilling for a couple of hours. And also, if you were a student, then Greggs would most likely be your chill spot to work on your assignments. And of course, you end up spending more money while you're there. And all of that no longer exists right now. And I did actually pop down to my local Greggs once again, and the place was like a ghost town. It was dead. And as an investor, seeing Greggs pretty much empty with no customers, 0 footfall, it did make me feel really, really concerned. But another factor that got me even more concerned was that Greggs didn't take part in the Eat Out to Help Out scheme simply because their restaurants did not allow dining in. And the way the Eat Out to Help Out actually worked was that you can't get 50% off if you're ordering food for takeout or click and collect. And these are currently the only options that are available at standalone Greggs stores like my local Greggs as well. You can't actually sit down and eat, with the food chain yet to announce plans to reopen for dine-in. Now, I know a ton of restaurants that benefited from the Eat Out to Help Out scheme because everywhere I tried to eat was packed. I mean, I couldn't even get a spot to sit down. And that included Nando's, which is one of my favorite restaurants, which really actually annoyed me. Restaurants made an absolute fortune, and of course that would help with their bottom lines. However, Greggs were not allowed to participate because, again, like I read, they were not allowing dining in. And I think this was a huge opportunity to help balance the books, which of course they missed out on. And with their stores currently still being empty, I think this is going to have a huge detrimental effect on their top line in a massive way. And to make matters even worse, one of Greggs' major distribution depots in Leeds was forced to close after a Rona outbreak, which of course is going to be further damaging to the company. So to summarize, I don't see the footfall for Greggs improving anytime soon, especially with the UK leadership tightening up on restrictions, and this will have a lasting effect on the top line and the bottom line for Greggs. Therefore, I decided to sell out and take whatever profits I had. Now, the question is, will I consider buying back into Greggs? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. If I start to see some positive signs of a UK recovery, Greggs will be on the top of my list. But for now, the profits I made on the sale helped with a brand new acquisition that I made last week. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already know what that acquisition was. So quick plug, if you haven't followed me on the gram yet, the links are in the description below. Hit your boy up. Now, the third company that I sold out of this week is one I feel I've been a flag bearer for. I mean, I've stuck by it during its rough periods, and I really, really do like this company. But I sold out due to a change in customer spending habits as a result of changing lockdown measures. And I know someone who pre-Rona used to go out a lot. And of course, she used to buy clothes from this company on a regular basis. But she hasn't been out in a while, of course, due to lockdown. She hasn't had any need to buy any going out clothes or any fast fashion clothes. And if I've noticed that from someone that I know personally, then I can only imagine that this is happening up and down the country. And the company that I'm talking about is Boohoo, ticker symbol BOO.L. And I actually exited my position with a 23% profit from this company. Now, I sold out of Boohoo for two reasons. One, which I have already alluded to with a change in customer spending that I noticed. And that's not being helped with the recent changes in policy by the UK leadership, which of course is now reducing the gathering of people to no more than 6. And again, this is for health reasons. However, it does mean that your social gathering, your parties, your group visits, etc., which are the exact sort of events that people buy fast fashion clothing for, has yet again been restricted. And I think that this will have a damper on sales. Alongside that, the Financial Times released an article which said 500,000 UK job losses forecasted for this autumn. So my second reason for selling Boohoo was down to the thousands and thousands of job losses being lost every single day here in the UK. And this report from the Financial Times is incredibly shocking. All you have to do really is just turn on the news, and it seems like every day it's no longer a matter of if some have lost their jobs today. Rather, it's now a matter of how many jobs were lost today. And if thousands are all of a sudden no longer earning and have less disposable income, then that will again affect consumer spending. And a change in consumer spending that will likely affect Boohoo's top and bottom line is a massive change in the fundamentals, and thus I decided to take my profit. But again, have I written Boohoo completely off? Absolutely not. And I still have Boohoo on my watch list till today, but for now it's no longer a part of my portfolio, and I have taken my profits. The fourth stock that I sold out this week was Rightmove. So Rightmove has pretty much recovered from its pre-lockdown and has actually been consolidating for a few weeks now. Now, I made some really decent returns on the stock, and after reading its most recent financial report, the company is struggling to grow its membership, and as a result, revenue fell by 34%. It says here in the financial highlights that revenue was down 34% year on year, reflecting the impact of the 75% discount support offered to our customers for the period of April to June 2020. The operational highlights as well highlighted that the membership numbers were down 3.3% since the start of the year to just 19,158, which reflected a 3.5% decline in agency branches, together with a 2.1% fall in new home developments. So this stock pretty much hit my price target. I did make some nice gains with this company, and with the current state of the UK economy, I just don't see any future growth right now. But again, I stress this is not a complete write-off for me. If the UK does somewhat stabilize, I will consider buying back in, but not for now. Right now, I'm happy with the stock. I'm happy with my gains on the stock, and I'm happy to reallocate the capital and my profits in another company. So those are the 4 stocks that I sold this week.
Peter Lynch emphasizes the importance of reviewing your investments. And if the fundamentals or the thesis for investing in the first place has changed, then you need to reconsider your position. But if the fundamentals hasn't changed, then you should continue to hold on the long-term basis. Remember, there is a company behind every ticker, and stocks are not lottery tickets. I do remain optimistic about Boohoo, Greggs, and also Rightmove in particular, and I would be keen on reinvesting in these companies should the UK economy and the businesses start to turn around. But as it stands, I'm happy with the profits that I've made on these companies, and I now have some extra capital to deploy in much better opportunities. But ultimately, make sure you do your own due diligence and your own analysis before you decide to invest in any stock. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. I just love researching and also investing in stocks. All the links to help you with your investing are in the description box below, including some books that I highly recommend. Plus, my broker, Trading 212, will send us both a free share if you sign up using the link in the description below. With all that said, guys, don't forget to smash the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.